Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Boxer Boxing. Now, my boy Dillian White, man. Dillian White has been called out by Daniel Dubois. Frank Warren's adamant about making that fight. And, the thing is, with these top UK fighters fighting each other, with Deontay Wilder out of the picture as of now, you need a big name to attach Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua to. And now that the fight's on the horizon with them clashing, it seems, for now, you know, really in boxing, how you become like a star is you have to attach your name to someone else to make sure people will stay interested in your fights, right? Like Vasyl Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis. Every time they fight, they're comparing each other, right? Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, they compare each other, right? Andre Ward versus Triple G, they compare each other, right? These are ways to make people more interested in your fighter and get people more interested in boxing, period. Now with the whole Dubois Dillian White situation, Frank Warren, his biggest fighter is Daniel Dubois, and making him a star is Frank Warren's top priority. He wants to make sure this guy becomes a star, because there's no point investing money into this guy, investing all your resources into the guy, if the guy has no legitimacy. And how do you give a fighter legitimacy? You get that title. You get the title. So if Tyson Fury fights some bum where he chooses to fight, because he said he's not going to fight Dillian White in his tune-up fight before he fights Wilder, and it's probably going to be a soft touch, right? And basically, Frank Warren and Daniel Dubois is basically telling Dillian White, hey man, all you're doing is sitting in the sidelines after Alexander Povetkin instead of waiting in the sidelines when Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder 3. Why don't you actually, just fight me? Give me a chance and like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury haven't given you a chance. You always say how these top fighters don't give you a chance to fight for these titles. Okay, well, give some of these top contenders to fight you, Dillian White. And this would be true. This would be true. Dillian White has had a lot of elite level fighters, but he hasn't really fought a top prospect fighter from his own country who's undefeated. This would basically be his first undefeated prospect he fought since Anthony Joshua, when they're both contenders or prospects, right? So at this point in Daniel Dubois' career, if he gets past Joy Joyce, in my opinion, he's a contender. He's no longer a prospect. So this would be a big fight domestically, and it will get people more interested in Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, just because there's another rising star in Daniel Dubois, right? So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out with Dillian White and Daniel Dubois. I do think that Frank Warren wants him to fight for a title. I do think that Daniel Dubois will be fast tracked, much like Anthony Joshua was. Now understand that it is wild, because I'm gonna briefly touch on this. When Anthony Joshua went pro, he fought for the title extremely quickly. It didn't take him too long to fight for a title, right? He went pro in 2013, and he got his first title in 2015. Then that's 2 years later. So it's just wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. So I'm sorry, 2016. So it took him 3 years. But yeah, man, 3 years to get a title. That's extremely quick, for a heavyweight fighter. And yeah, man, we're gonna see how this whole thing unfolds with Dillian White and Daniel Dubois. But I'm an American, and I want to see that fight. I think Daniel Dubois is a top fighter. I think he's a fighter that needs to be tested, and what better way to test it than fighting someone regional, that people know about. And Dillian White is definitely that guy. He talks trash, he's exciting, and both these fighters can come in a collision course. So yeah, we're gonna see how this whole thing unfolds with Daniel Dubois and Dillian White. Frank Warren's been really pushing it, and I think Eddie Hearn really wants Dillian White out the way so he can make this money with Tyson Fury. I was gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure how much Eddie Hearn cares for Dillian White. I don't think he cares for him too much. I'm just gonna keep him honest. At this point in his career, Dillian White should have fought for a title a long time ago. If anything, he should have been ranked in the other sanctioning bodies. I just don't understand how you beat someone like a Joseph Parker, a former WBO champion, knockout undefeated champion, WBA champion, Lucas Brown, right? And beat top people like Derek Chisora and Oscar Rivas, and still not to fight for a title. It doesn't make any sense. At some point you have to blame the promoter, because he should have the wherewithal to get him these big fights, and title fights. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire, Geoboxing Empire. Peace.